Most people think adding details to a material just means plugging in the normal map and calling it done. But that's exactly why your renders still look flat. There's a node inside Octane that doesn't even exist in Cycles, and it completely changes how surface detail works. I've been using this in my Octane workflow to get real geometric details without slowing down my scenes or destroying my viewport. In this video, I'll show you what it does, how it compares to Cycles, and how to actually use it. My name is Patrick LeVar. I've been using Blender Octane for the past 6 years and teaching everything I know and giving it out for free. So consider subscribing to this channel. Here's the problem. You can have really good textures, but the surfaces still feel completely flat. Even with the normal map or a bump, you're only affecting how light reacts. There's no actual depth. Now compare that to this. The surface actually has geometry. Light wraps differently, shadows form naturally, you get real depth instead of this fake illusion. But you don't just plug in a node and go, you have to prepare the geometry first. Subdivision modifiers, adaptive subdivision, experimental settings, you essentially build the details into the mesh before the render even starts. That's displacement. And this is where Octane starts to separate itself. In Octane, none of that exists. You drop in your texture displacement node, plug it into your texture, and the detail is generated at render time. No heavy meshes, no pre-subdivision. So Cycles builds the details first, Octane builds it at render time. That's the fundamental difference. If you want more workflows like this, especially around Octane, I've got a free community where I go deeper into this stuff, links down in the description. Now, this is where the differences actually show up in the day-to-day workflow. 1, geometry setup in Cycles. To get real displacement, you have to subdivide your mesh. That means your scene is getting heavier before you actually render anything. More geometry, more memory, slower interaction. In Octane, you skip all of that. Your mesh always stays low poly in Blender, and the details only exist at render time, so your viewport is faster even with extreme detailed surfaces. 2, node plus mapping differences. Cycles is very flexible. You can throw procedural noise or pretty much anything. No UVs, no setup, it just works. Octane is a little stricter. If you want high quality displacement, your mesh needs a proper UV, but the trade-off is much cleaner, more predictable of a system, especially when you're working with high resolution textures or scanned assets. Integration and speed. This is the big one. When you're tweaking displacement in Cycles, every adjustment forces the render engine to stop and rebuild. You'll see that updating scene pause consistently. That's because it's recalculating the subdivision and the BVH data. In Octane, it's completely different. You adjust the displacement and it updates almost instantaneously. No rebuilding pauses, no heavy recalculations. That makes a huge difference when you're doing look development. So which one should you actually use? If you're working with procedural textures, quick experiments, or you don't want to deal with UVs, Cycle is really solid. But if your goal is high detailed surfaces, fast interaction, and clean low poly workflow, Octane is probably more efficient. Especially with the new displacement update, it handles extreme detail much more smoother than before. So it really comes down to this: flexibility versus speed and efficiency. And for most production workflows, Octane kind of wins there. How to use it. Take a texture that has height information, usually a displacement map or a grayscale map, plug it into the texture displacement node, then connect that into the material displacement input. From there, you control the scale and the strength. Start subtle because displacement gets aggressive very fast. And that's it. No subdivision, no modifiers, just texture, displacement, and done. Now, once you start building assets like this in Octane, the next challenge is keeping everything compatible with Cycles without breaking your workflow. I made a full video showing exactly how I do that. Watch this next video, how I built a Cycles Octane asset work system.